Welcome back, everybody, to more from the Stabilize, where tonight we have Blake on board to play Gardevoir Sylveon against Reshiram Charizard. How's it going, Blake?
I'm doing good, thanks, Mitch.
That is good. Heads or tails?
Heads as always, tails as usual.
Yes, sir. I will go first.
No worries, that dice sort of rigged.
That's alright. It's really easy to rig dice when there's no way for you to verify. It makes it very easy.
Oh, can I inspect that dice?
Yeah.
No?
Nope.
Because we're not in the same room? Cool.
I've got a mulligan though, so that's okay.
Yep.
So when you eventually get around to figuring out if you've got one, you've got one. Alrighty, so we're not necessarily playing the list that Jordan and I built of Reshiram Charizard. Firstly, I don't own Flareons, so I'm not going to play them. And also, we didn't actually use the Flareon at all in the games that we've played. So I've essentially replaced it with a 2-2 Salazzle line for a bit of extra consistency, because that might actually help, as opposed to Flareon, which sat there doing nothing. And I've done a little bit of tweaking of trainers and supporters, but nothing too amazing.
If I was on that video, I would have told you that Flareon is not good. I don't think it's good. I think it's its own deck.
It's worth considering, but I don't think it's I don't think it's strictly necessary. Especially after playing with it. All right, here we go. I'll start us off. I've got a Volcanion. I've got a Nest Ball.
They changed the shade of pink on the fairy typing in this set.
Have they? Well, they have too. Or maybe it's
might
be a misprint or something.
Oh no, that's right. I thought this cutie flower was legit, but it's not. This one's a proxy. It's just well placed, so that doesn't look like one.
It doesn't look like it.
So it's probably just a printing.
Oh, that's okay. Well, I've got the ReshiZard. Now the question is, what do I go for here? This is a big burn. I reckon I burn these two. Yeah, that seems fine. Because I need to do 260.
Yeah, the Kukui doesn't come up.
Yeah.
You need the choice band or nothing, so...
Get myself some...
Or just to soften it up with something else first.
Some energies. And I've got myself a pretty solid turn 1 here, because I'm about to welder 2 of those on. That seems good. Give me those cards. Give me 3 more cards. And I've got an attachment in the active. And then it is your turn. Or maybe actually no. Slow down. Slow down, Speed Racer.
That's the lander, if you can.
That's what I'm going to do. That is what I'm going to do. I'm going to Ultra Ball for that Salandit. And then it is your turn.
Alrighty. Draw for turn. I am going to bench this Cottony. Going and Ultra Ball. Oh, Adventure Bag.
Adventure Bag?
Which I'll ditch with Ultra Ball.
Sure, because they're not relevant in this matchup.
Because they're not. So
you might need to speak up just a smidge over there, Blake. By the way, just.
Yeah, I realised I was muttering a little bit. That I'll get my beautiful full art Sylveon, which I pulled from my booster box, which I have.
Look at you!
This past weekend. Very, very gorgeous full art.
Yeah, I don't think it's as nice as mine though. Mine's really nice.
I think yours is on a better card, but I think this one looks better.
Okay, fair enough. That makes sense.
8. Nest Ball. Let's get myself another fly so that you can't kill one. And shuffling, because I'm going to attach a fairy and fairy stone.
Fairy stone. Ooh, exciting. Alright, well, whilst I'm here, I'm gonna Green's Exploration. Been some conversation recently about whether Green's Exploration is good with Salazzle. And I would argue that yes, it is. if only because it allows you to, like, get yourself set up a lot quicker. So, like, here, if I wanted to, I could search for an Ultra Ball to get myself a Salazzle.
Yep.
Not that I necessarily have to do that, although I might, but it's one of those ones where Greens is such a good card that you can just grab it and it's not a problem.
My argument for the the pros and cons of playing it in those lists is that once you have Salazzle out, it doesn't matter if Green Search is dead because Salazzle is that useful at thinning cards for you. So
yeah, it's pretty good.
Once Green's Exploration is dead, then that means Salazzle's live, and then you don't really have a problem getting resources and stuff like that.
Yeah, so, I'm kind of a bit stuck here though on what my next card's gonna be. I reckon I'm actually going, like, whoa, what I could do, that's a spicy play. Well, it's a risk, so I'm kind of like, I can get the Ultra Ball to guarantee the Salazzle, which guarantees me a draw of 6 cards this turn.
Right.
Or I can be a risky boy and get the Nest Ball to get another Salander down, but I think I just go for the Salazzle with the Ultra Ball.
Seems safe choice.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to go. Alright. But I'm not going to use the Ultra Ball straight away. I'm going to play down the Heat Factory. And then I'm going to use
have a draw first.
Nice little Fire Crystal to get those 3 Fire Energy back. And I can use those to my advantage. I'll do a little bit of a Heat Factory draw. 1, 2, 3. Didn't get anything there, but what I did get was a couple of Volcanion and a couple of ReshiZard, so I can get rid of those because they're dead pretty much. I don't need all of them. And now I'm sitting on a Salazzle on the bench, so I'm reasonably happy with that. Which means I can draw another 3 cards, and I'll be able to attach to Volcanion to hit for 110. It's not amazing. If I can get the Choice Band, I'll feel even better, but...
yeah.
Roast Review. Ooh, that's an interesting situation to be in. Because now I could potentially hit for more. Because picking up the switch off of that trade, or that Roast Reveal, means that I could potentially do 200. But I can't get the knockout regardless. And I imagine being you're a tough tanky boy, you're probably playing quite a lot of Acerola and Healy cards. Not just because I know that you are, but also because it's likely that you are. So I'll just hit for High Heat Blast 110.
Yep.
That seems perfectly reasonable. It's one of the good things about Volcanion is that now he's just going to sit there and put out pressure, and if you choose to deal with him, then I've got a ReshiZard to come in and do the business afterwards.
We'll evolve into Rabombi and into Whimsicott GX.
Sure.
And then I will play a legitimate Pokegear 3.
Woo! Look at this guy.
That's 4 2. Oh man. I was hoping for. But again, Acerola would have led to a good series of plays then. Now,
I'm glad you didn't do it though. It's nice of you to not have played that card.
This is badness. This is real bad. Alright, so I'll take a Cynthia. I'm in a real dilemma. I'm stuck in that situation I find myself in all the time with this deck where I'm just missing an energy attachment. Keeps happening.
You play Mina, don't you? You play...
Yeah. Nah, but like, it's the Mina plus the attachment that I'm always missing. I always seem to have the Mina or the access to it, but it's the actual energy itself that I have. I think I'm just gonna have to Cynthia here.
Fair enough. That is fair. That's positive for me, because that means that the damage potentially stays on the board. Obviously, you might have Max Potion or something like that pop up off of this Cynthia, which would be frustrating, but it's not going to be the end of the world.
6.
This is, I think, the big positive that ReshiZard has going for it, is how little you need to actually get going. Because my board is so threatening right now, and I've not really done anything.
Max potion?
Sure. Even that isn't necessarily, like, difficult to overcome.
It's not great. I'm still not overly happy with it, but having the replacement energy makes me happy, so...
Yeah, that is good.
Very, very song.
Sure thing. Alright, well, whilst you're doing that, I'm gonna Heat Factory. I am going to play down this Reshiram Charizard. I'm also going to play Fiery Flint. We'll get rid of this Volcanion, and something tells me that Guzma's not coming up.
Yeah, somehow I think that might...
Yeah, it might be a card that is now useless, so I'll just do my little run through here, grab myself my 4 energy, thin out my deck. That seems okay. Now, it would be absolutely perfect here if this Roast Reveal gets me into a welder, which it's got a reasonably high chance of doing.
I mean, we're drawing 6 here, so...
Yeah, well, and I got there.
The deck's rather thin.
That is a big old positive, so we'll welder onto there and draw another 3 cards. Then we are going to use Switch to move the Volcanion out of the active and the ReshiZard into it.
Yep.
And then I've got the Choice Band there.
Yep.
To do a handy 260. It's just a shame that I couldn't get anything else happening. Ha 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 ha, he said, drawing 3 prizes.
Alright. I'll note this Whimsicott GX. Draw for turn. Now, let's see. Just do some math here. Yeah, that's fine. Seeing if by attaching settling for a single fairy, would I give up the potential 2-shot next turn or so?
Right.
This allows for a double colourless attachment to take the knockout the next turn. If it lives.
Well, let's put it this way. If you don't knock out this ReshiZard, then it's probably not going to live. Like, I don't want to be that guy, but...
Alright. So... Cool. And then I will Energy Blow for 100.
100. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10... Isn't it 2? Isn't it 20? Or
It's
is it attached to
30 plus
you?
each energy. Attached to me.
Ah, right. Right. Here I am being like, I've got 4 energy on me. This is bad. Alrighty. Well... What am I going to do here? I've got so many things that I can do. So many choices, so many options. I don't want to draw through my whole deck. Heat Factory.
He says before drawing 3.
Alright, and then I'm going to welder. We'll attach 2 down here. Draw another 3. God, my hand is so fucking full. Jeez. I shouldn't have sworn. That's a bad thing to do.
Time to restock it with more stuff to discard to draw more cards.
That's pretty much it. We'll attach down there. And then... Double Blaze GX, I reckon, will knock you out.
Yep, if I don't roll heads.
Well, it goes through the effects that are on my opponent's Pokemon, don't they?
Yeah, but this isn't a defect on the defending Pokemon. So
Are you sure? Because if it's the same as Greninja, then it worked the exact same way when we were playing against Greninja. It's an effect that's on your Pokemon, surely? Let's have a This is an important one. Let's.
If this Pokemon would be damaged by an attack, flip the coin.
Because the text on ReshiZard is that its attack damage isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. So is that ability an effect that is on your opponent's active Pokemon? I presume that it is, but I don't know.
I think so. I think I was just tricked by one of our other players to think that it wasn't. Silly Scott. Putting out any names or anything. So.
Yeah, no one in particular.
All right. Draw for turn.
This is my hand. It's my hand. This deck is a monster.
Ah, gosh darn it! All right, so I just realised that I need 3 fairies to do Magical Miracle to finish taking knockout here. Ultra Builder Thin.
If you discarded all these cards, I don't know what I would do. I think I'd just cry.
Oh, I mean, there's absolutely no way for me to get to it, so it's just to take it out. So, all right, and then we'll poke here, which needs to give me a draw supporter or a Mina, because I'm pretty sure. All right, let's figure it out, because Mina was the only option I had. Alright, play it.
Sure.
Excellent. Alright. Now.
We'll by the way, oh, well, let me attach my energy and my choice band. I wanna take knockouts with lots of Pokemon. I'm happy to be proven wrong, by the way, if I have misinterpreted that rule.
I don't think so.
And
it's only because it happens from my end that I was like debating whether or not I would still flip. I would still like.
You'd still flip the coin, yeah. Because like it's a problem. Because I mean we tested it on PTCGO, but that's notorious for not being correct. So I was like, I don't know, like it feels like it should be,
especially with new interactions to start with.
Oh
like,
yeah,
always wrong to start with.
I don't think Blacephalon's interaction with Beast Energy has ever been fixed.
I was literally about to state that one as the reference I was going to use for them not having it right. Yeah.
So just because it's on there
Burst GX still doesn't attach the Beast Energy from the GX attack instead of putting it in the loss.
So it's not it's like not. I'm not saying that hey it does it on PTCGO, therefore it's the rule. But I think that logically that does make a lot of sense.
Okay.
Are you going first or second, Blake?
I will be going first, thank you.
Alright. Well, this is the game where I'm not going to start Volcanion. I got another mulligan there.
Alright. But yeah, I think this matchup is like the reason why Gardevoir is going to have trouble being strong in the format.
Yeah, it's tough when it can be one shot, but it can't one shot back.
Like it would literally have to build in like specifically in response to Charizard, so it would have an answer. So it would be instead of Gardevoir Whimsicott, it would be like Gardevoir with Slowking or Dugong or something, so that you can accelerate energy to it or Kaleidoscope to it, and then have those work as its tech. All right, take my mulligan.
Sure thing. I might actually, let's just go from there. All right. I get to start with the boy.
Bed. Alright. I want a Nespal and an Adventure Bag.
Yep.
Grab a Cottony and 2 Charms with which to discard.
What a fantastic interaction that is for this deck. See, this is going to be a lot better when we test it. Like, Gardevoir is going to be a lot better when we test it against Zoro Dugong, because then its Fairy Charms actually are relevant.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just without the power of the fairy charms to back it up, then sort of struggles a little bit.
Hmm.
And especially, well, the two main factors, like with the tankiness and the factor just negate damage altogether. Can't use either of those factors, then I mean, why are you
Then it's
playing
just
the deck?
yeah, it's an average deck, yeah. Like I think you said the other day, Blake, that when I was playing Zorogong, you could hear the joy in my voice, you could hear me falling in love with the deck, and I feel like right now I've made you fall out of love with this one. I'm sorry. Sorry to have ruined your relationship.
I was never really in love with this deck. I'd say that I just sort of played it because someone needed to, but it's not that I was against the idea of this deck. I thought this deck had potential, and the idea of Whimsicott being super annoying appealed to me. I will Lily for 5.
Sure.
3, 4, 5. Get ourselves a Cutie Fly. Nest Ball. Second Cutie Fly. Second card. A Cutie Fly. And I'll just double check, but I think that ends my turn. It does.
It does? No worries. Draw. Saved by the top deck. Oh my god. So I had like this busted first turn that didn't have an energy in it.
Ah.
So I was like, oh, I hope I get something. Like, I'd be upset if I didn't get something. And I got something, and it was great. It was the greatest moment of my life. I think I shuffle, and then I'm going to use Poker Gear. I don't know if this is necessarily the correct thing to do, whether I need to use the Poker Gear now or not. I probably don't have to, but I'm going to, regardless. Oop, I don't put those in my hand. Doi. 3, 5, 6, 7. I've got myself a pretty good supporter for next turn.
Yep.
And now I'm going to Flare Starter to find 3 Fire Energy. That seems pretty good.
Yep.
I can attach these in any way that I like. I can even attach it to the Volcanion if I want to. I'm not going to.
It's true.
Like, I mean, I'm going to put them all on ReshiZard, but I could, you know?
Alright, I'll draw for turn. I will Nestball and Whiff.
Sure.
Evolve to Rabombi.
Mm-hmm.
And what is this?
I will play Green Search, then I will evolve to Rabombi. Whoops.
Oops. Grab myself. Wonderland. Does that seem?
Wonderland does seem like a pretty good card, especially against this deck.
Ultra Ball. Or Whimsicott.
Sure.
Then I'll attach a fairy, and then I will just energy blow for 40 damage.
40 damage. Poo poo. Alright, well, I'm going to play Green's Exploration. I'm gonna get myself a Fiery Flint. Now, this next one's an important decision as well. I get the factory, I think. If I can. If I can get the Heat Factory, that'll mean that I can attack this turn and I can draw a few more cards as well. So I'll get the Heat Factory. And then I'll play Fiery Flint, discarding Field Blower and Guzma to grab 1, 2, 3, And 4.
Yeah, what I find at the end is that Whimsicott ends up being a little bit underwhelming, and Gardevoir doesn't have damage output to like threaten this deck, and then gets one shot in return. So
Yeah.
the matchup doesn't really have a lot going for it. So it's almost entirely based on the Whimsicott.
Heat
Which is what
factor.
I'm gonna try and focus on this game, see if we can do a bit better.
If you can get there with it, I reckon this is a better situation just because I'm not taking a big first prize. Like I'm only taking a small one, you know.
Yep.
Because I mean, I have to GX to kill this.
Yep, and you can only do it once, and then you have to start flipping.
Oh, and I've gone for... Ugh. I've gone for Nest Ball for the other Salandit, and it's prized.
Oh no.
Dang, that's alright. It's probably worth getting another ReshiZard anyway.
Diversify the threat portfolio.
Yeah, exactly. It means that I can attach an energy to this ReshiZard this turn, GX you, and I'm a welder and an attachment away from doing something next turn. So that seems fine. I will double... So I'm going to double blaze for knockout here.
How did you...
Oh, right, sorry. I've got to switch. Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry. Sorry. I knew what I was doing in my head. I just didn't actually play the card. So, double blaze GX.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I can understand your confusion there. That was...
I was like, Volcania's free treat? That card's amazing!
Volcania's just going straight back.
Just Cynthia.
Yep.
Alright. Now to see if we can find ourselves a replacement Whimsicott and some Fairy Energy. Start the assault on this gigantic threat. Alright, we just barely got there. By the minutest of margins.
By the smallest amount.
The second to last and last cards were the ones I needed.
Oh, wow.
Got Ultra Ball and Fairy Energy off the last 2 cards.
Jeez, lucky you.
Lucky.
Lucky. Lucky.
No.
You're sitting there with no Whimsicott in deck. Good
No.
going.
And the deck doesn't play Stretcher, because that's cool. Alright.
Alrighty.
Yep.
Yep. This just got infinitely worse.
Yeah, I literally don't see a way out at this point now. Attach. Fairy Song.
Yep.
Upturn.
No worries. Well, we're going to Heat Factory. I'll get myself 3 shiny new cards.
Because your deck draws a bajillion cards a turn, it does a lot of damage, then this is most likely to...
Just gonna welder there as well.
Double Blaze is gone, so you can't just GX me for damage. Just find the choice band now, so that's just the question.
Roast reveal.
Miss it. I have some.
You have some. You have some hope.
Some distant shot off a chance, but
you have
even then,
some hope. I'm go. Oh, I was just about to nest ball for a Salandit. I know I don't have that. What a silly boy. Okay, well, yeah, no, I missed the choice band because I because I missed it. Well, like the first card that you draw for Roast Reveal is a green, right? So like if that card had been 1 card closer, then I would have got it. But alas, 'twas not to be. And so I think, knowing the cards that I have in my hand, I think I'm just going to boop you for 30 with Outrage.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because, I mean, there's no need for me to go all out here and Flare Strike you and waste it. And it does the same thing anyway. I've essentially just half hit you, so...
Alright, we're gonna see if we can't get this ball game thing. I'm gonna Guzma out your other ReshiZard.
This one here.
Yep.
I know, I have dropped cards on the floor.
And then I will Kaleidoscope for 150.
150.
Let's see. What happens if you kill this one? Cry? Probably cry. So... doesn't matter. I'll move the one on the bench back to the cotton.
And that's it?
That's it.
Alright, draw.
Because if you knock this one out, then you'll be able to knock the other one out. It's just eventually win.
Okay, well we're gonna double nest ball now.
Just to in the deck.
Thin some cards out. Let's have a look-see-do. Oh, there's so many attractive cards in here. All of them are Volcanions. I think I have to just do it, because if I take the knockout here, then I've still got outs to win. It's just a matter of actually doing it. I'm also, whilst I'm in there, going to Ultra Ball away ReshiZard and Green's Exploration. Don't need that anymore.
Yep.
Get myself a Salazzle. Okay, now this is where the real gamble comes in, because in the next 3 cards, I need to hit another energy or a Fire Crystal. Now, I don't think I've played a Fire Crystal all game.
I think maybe one.
Maybe one. None. So I've played none. So I would really hope that I can get one off of this Heat Factory, because if I don't, I probably just lose. Heat Factory. Excellent. We cookin' with gas.
Alright, so he's safe on the attacking department. I mean, you could have always just outraged and it would have been fine, but, okay. Got the choice band straight away.
Yeah, sorry, man. What's the worst thing that can happen to me? I'm just gonna Ultra Ball those 2 away.
There literally isn't a thing that can happen at this point. The game's over. Because I don't have a way to attack you with anything that could touch that, and then you'll just take the last prize next turn.
Yeah. Oh, because you don't have another Whimsicott,
I don't have another Whimsicott.
Yeah,
and
so that's it is what
even
it is.
if I knock that out, even if I knock that out with the Gardevoir, all you had to do was attach with your backup Reshiram to just knock this one out if I moved the energy to it. Which is why I didn't bother moving the energy off.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I'll Flare Strike for knockout.
Yep. Go, Cottony.
You can do it!
Yeah.
That's it?
That's all she wrote.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
The Whimsicott missing means that any chance that you might have had of being able to win is gone pretty quickly, unfortunately.
Yeah, only running 2 and then prizing 1 without Stretcher is just...
Yeah, that's painful.
Something that can happen, but when your matchup exclusively relies on you using it, then it can just cause you to lose, especially when you don't take a prize, so...
Yeah, so... But hey, it's good testing for ReshiZard. It means that if you come up against Gardevoir, then you'd be pretty happy to see that.
Yep.
Because it doesn't really seem like there's any way that it can touch it. Thanks very much, Blake, for coming along and getting whooped today.
No worries, anytime.
And thanks everyone for watching. If you enjoy the content, then click the little save line in the middle of the screen to subscribe. On the left is a video that YouTube thinks you might like, and on the right is our schedule, not our schedule, our, what's it called? A playlist. Thank you very much. a playlist. That goes with my 20 seconds, by the way. A playlist of content that you might enjoy from Unbroken Bonds. Thanks, Blake, for coming along.
No worries.
And thanks, everyone, for being here. I say it twice. I should pick a side. Anyway, I'll catch you later. Goodbye.
Bye.